So we have a scholarship that we do every year in January, and the scholarship is designed for actually any high school senior who's graduating the year of that January. So this year would be January 22. It would be class of 2026.
Okay.
And it's really simple. What I love about our scholarship is there's not a bunch of qualifications, right? There's not a lot of things that knock you out of the opportunity.
All right. So I'm Sheena Sharapata, and we are back with GRS Community Impact. And today on our business segment, we have Lestra Carlisle here with us, and she is from TDECU Credit Union. So we're going to learn a little bit about her and the company and all the incredible things that they're doing in the Garland community. So welcome.
Thank you. I am super excited to be here, and I just can't thank you enough, Sheena, for always involving me in the community and asking me to be a part of things. So thank you for that.
Of course, of course. So you're over the DFW region, right?
That is correct.
And what brought you to TDECU, and how long have you been there, and how did you get involved in DFW region? Because you guys are also in Houston, right?
That's correct, yes. So our main area is in Houston, but we are growing our DFW area. So I'm excited about that. I've been with TDECU for about 4 years now,
Okay.
and I've been a market president, regional director for the last 2 years. And TDECU won me over by its participation in the community. I was at a big bank years ago and kind of left big bank trying to decide what I wanted to do, and TDECU fell in my lap. And initially I was like, I'm not sure. But once I understood the credit union movement and people helping people, that warms my heart, and it just aligns with my values. And so TDECU became a good fit for me.
That's perfect. And how many locations are in Garland?
Yes. So we only have one location in Garland.
Okay.
And then we have one in Fort Worth.
Okay.
And again, looking to grow. So that's why I'm on this show.
No, that's perfect. Mm-hmm. And then obviously we got connected. You did Leadership Garland. Mm-hmm. How was that experience?
Oh my gosh, phenomenal. I'll tell you what, if you are a Garland resident or in anything leadership in Garland, you really should attend the Leadership of Garland. I was connected to so many people, really understood how the city works. They just expose you to so much more of the behind the scenes of how things work, which I was completely oblivious to.
That's how I was too.
Yeah, but it's fascinating. It's fascinating the work that's done, and it's eye-opening when you understand more of the inner workings of things. I think I never took a step back to understand how things work. But then when you're in the middle of it or you're exposed to it, you're like, oh, that's why it doesn't move so fast. Or that's why that moves so fast.
Yeah,
either way.
Yeah.
But it was one of the best career moves, I guess I should say, going through the Leadership of Garland. It really gave me some good exposure.
Oh, yeah. And then all the people you're instantly connected with, mm-hmm. and kind of, like you said, people helping people. Mm-hmm. And obviously we got connected, and then TDECU actually sponsored our Garland 9th Street Gym Project event that we did for the boxing gym. Mm-hmm. And then also the Garland Police Never Walk Alone Foundation clay shoot. So mm-hmm. What were both of those experiences like for you?
So I'll start with the clay shoot because that was so new to me. Actually, both were new, if I'm being honest. But the clay shoot, again, something fascinating. I just wasn't familiar with shooting a gun at little clay discs going up. So I'd seen it before, but never, ever exposed to it. So that was a new opportunity, very rewarding. What I really enjoyed is just the togetherness of people. Everyone there supporting one another. We led with a prayer. It was really community focused. You can tell just a bunch of people come together who care. And this is just the way they had fun. And they embraced me as if I'd been there every year since it started. It was a good event to be a part of.
Yeah.
So, and then the boxing gym. So that one was pretty neat because I'd never seen little kids box.
Yes.
So at first it was a little like, especially when I saw the little girls, but the bravery and just, doing something outside of the box for young girls was touching as well. Just to go there and support that and be able to be exposed to some of the students who were current and who had gone through already. and what the gym was able to do for them. Those stories were just heartwarming. It was a great event as well.
Yeah, the impact statements, and then most of the kids, some of them are 7, 8, 9 years old. You're like, am I supposed to cheer for these kids?
Right.
And then obviously they got into the late teens and early 20s, and a couple police versus fire, and that's kind of the whole point behind the podcast is we keep connecting with these great businesses and nonprofits and, things that Garland ISD kids are accomplishing and just so many unique things. And even as far as how we are involved in the community, we don't know certain things. So I'm like, how do we get this stuff out there? Yeah. So that's why we're trying to do this podcast, is to kind of get people more connected. Sure. And we've even gone to lunch a few times, and I didn't even know this, but tell us about TDECU, about these scholarships that they have for graduating high school seniors.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a scholarship that we do every year in January, and the scholarship is designed for actually any high school senior who's graduating the year of that January. So this year would be January 22. It would be class of 2026.
Okay.
And it's really simple. What I love about our scholarship is there's not a bunch of qualifications, right? There's not a lot of things that knock you out of the opportunity. What's neat about it is all you have to do is have an account with us and be a high school senior, either going into a 4-year, a 2-year, or technical school. And we will, you can qualify for our scholarship, and it's $2,000.
Okay.
So,
and do they have to write any sort of essay?
Nope.
Just apply?
They just have to apply. And what we try to do is make sure that we are staying in touch with our seniors. We send out text messages and emails, things like that, letting them know it's time to apply. Because we usually go into different schools and promote this scholarship to the students. So we'll send out a email like at the end of January, right at the beginning of February, because it's only open for about a month. And so we don't want them to miss out on that opportunity. So we try to send out a reminder, because seniors, they've got a bunch going on.
Yes.
And it's easy to forget about some of these things. And it happens so early in the school year, and some of the kids aren't trying to apply until they're about to graduate. So we make sure that we try and keep in touch with them so they know what's happening and where their opportunities lie.
Yeah, and those funds are needed, and there's so many opportunities where it's like, so many of these kids don't even know about this opportunity with y'all. So I'm like, we got to get you on and let them know about that. And then, even some of the boxing kids are seniors that it's being able to connect where those boxing kids can actually apply for the scholarship. And then you and Sophia with Empower the Voice connected.
Yes. That was exciting. And so it's fresh because it just happened Saturday over the weekend. She held an event for, and it wasn't specific to high school. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't specific to high school. It was Garland School. So, Garland ISD. So she had elementary school all the way up to graduating seniors and their families. Okay. But what was amazing for me is, first of all, it's a Saturday, right? It was about a 6-hour day. And so many people showed up just to understand, what are the resources out here for me? How can I navigate to my next? Her organization is called Empower the Voice, and their sole goal is to make sure that the youth in Garland understand the options they have and what resources are out there and how to tap into those resources. So she does a really good job also connecting different community leaders and partnerships to these students so they understand what we can bring to them. So she and I partnered, and we came in as the financial partner so that we could help teach financial literacy.
That's awesome.
Making sure that when they do get their financial aid check, well, what do I do with it?
Right.
And being high school seniors, most times they're already 18. So we start waving that credit word in front of them. So we want to make sure that they're prepared. And so that's why she and I partnered. But just to see the turnout of these families. And again, like I said, on a Saturday where they just took their time to say, this is so important to me that I'm going to go out and hear what the resources are. So it was, she had a fantastic turnout.
Yeah. And then obviously you're able to come in and teach those classes and partner with her and help with additional scholarships. And then she's able to work with you on the business side of things and provide that education. And it's like, okay, we just need to connect all these amazing people
Yep.
who can work together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you guys also have grants for schools in DFW as well, correct?
So we don't specifically have the grants, but we connect people with kind of like what Sophia is doing, because I believe she also does scholarships and grants through her Empower the Voice. So anybody that we partner with, that they have opportunities for our community, we spread that word as well. Very similar to what you're doing. So anybody we're partnering with, we're talking about their products, their services, and how they support. And so we usually will partner with someone who gives grants, but we just do the scholarship side.
Okay. Perfect. So what were some other things that you would say makes TDECU unique? Obviously, I love the community aspect and helping people, and you've got your 2 locations looking to grow more. What do you like most working for them, and kind of what makes them unique?
Sure. Well, if I'm being honest, I truly have a staff that cares. Everybody who works in both of the centers, they truly care about their community. And you can tell because they're out in the community. They're not only promoting TDECU, but they're there volunteering, giving their time, showing up, being a resource. When we went on Saturday, there were 6 of us. And 4 of us were just volunteering. We were just helping her with the parents. Some of them were translating. Some of my team was translating for her event. So it was just selflessly showing up. Yeah. And that's part of what separates us. We care. We care about our community. And we care about, our mission is members helping members in the communities prosper. And we don't take that lightly. And we know that we can't prosper without you knowing what access you have, without you knowing what resources you have, without being an advocate for some people. So that's our role. Our role is, how do we speak up for the ones who don't speak up for themselves or can't speak up for themselves? How do we teach the ones who don't know? And how do we partner and scale this idea? How do we partner with the bigger organizations and bring these resources to these students? So I believe that that's what makes TDECU unique, is that we truly care about our community because we're in our community.
Yeah, no, I love that. And for anyone who's, watching, listening, and we're trying to connect, are there any more organizations would be more like Empower the Voice, like that you're wanting to get more like on the student side, education side, family side, that you might want to partner up with that should reach out to you?
Yeah, sure. So I'm definitely looking at all of the ISDs, right? One of my passion truly lies in young people, because they have a fresh start, right? And they don't always know it. Sometimes they think they are their circumstance. And I want them to know that you're not necessarily your circumstance. You are what you want to make of yourself. So I say that to say, that's also what draws me to the 9th Street Gym. It's the kids. It's the opportunity to show up for them. So any ISD, anything that has anything to do with children, I'd love to partner and see how we can support them. How do we teach them financial literacy? And these are all free things. This is not anything that we're charging for or anything like that. We just want to give our time. And so on that side of it, that's what partnerships I'm looking for to give back to the community. On the business side of it, it's more organizations who can support that same cause. It's, getting with the larger organizations where we can partner and see, how do we bring this message back to these students? How do we partner together, and what can that look like? So really, I'm open to anything.
Hey, and once it starts, it just starts growing and growing. And, then you'll be planning your own event. Right.
Which I'm looking forward to something. I want to do something in first quarter 2026. Okay. Haven't ironed out any details yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we got to start brainstorming.
Absolutely, yeah.
Start now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, what else? Are there any other things that you would like to get more involved with in Garland, like the Leadership Garland program? Have you thought about like Citizens, I think the Police Academy, or I think there's an FBI one too.
Right. It's funny because when I was going through the academy, I was like, the leadership, I was like, I want to go through all of the things, all the academy, the firefighter has one. And I do. I still want to go through all of them. But as such as life, time is not on my side ever. So, but those are things that I definitely want to be a part of. Right now, I'm a part of the Leadership Alumni.
Okay.
So I have started there and promoting just our alumni coming back and making sure they're continuing to support the program, which is something you and I share now. So I'm excited about that. And I'm just looking for opportunities. There's really nothing specific. And to be honest with you, Sheena, I want someone who needs me. I want someone who says, you know what, I think TDECU can help us. That's really the person I'm looking for. I want to be a resource for someone else. I want to be able to provide you whatever it is you need or connect you to those needs that you may have. So,
yeah. And we'll get you connected to Swavey again, but I think even just the resources for, they have 200 kids that do boxing and karate and their families and education for them too. And man, my heart, it's like a second family. I could talk for hours about the kids. So.
Yeah. I share the same sentiment. And I think that's why we connect so well, because we just instantly, we're after the same thing. Same thing with Miss Sophia. I mean, just heart of gold, just wants to give back to these kids. And it's like, how do you not?
Yeah.
How do you not? So.
Oh, yeah. And we'll have to get you connected. I'm actually going Wednesday, but the Gilbert Reed Career Tech, speaking to the marketing kids. I think it's marketing, business, and teaching them LinkedIn.
Okay.
So basically how to have a profile and how they can use that to connect with companies now for career paths. And then whatever, if they're in a technical school. So even if they want to be, an automotive technician, they can go add different car dealerships now in their HR teams to follow them. So when they're looking for that position after they get their, degree, then they can reach out for opportunities. Or if they're wanting to get into the banking industry, they can start adding those now. So you can actually go in and probably speak with the students and kind of guide them as well. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I actually, I'm a part of a program at work where I taught a LinkedIn.
Okay.
It's interesting how you even have to teach it to a career people already who, not everybody is dialed into LinkedIn, but it's such a way to be linked in.
Yes.
So I recently had the pleasure of teaching LinkedIn and your profile and the way things should look to some of our professionals. So that should be fun for you with the kiddos.
Yeah. And just even the networking side, like some of the kids are entrepreneurs and they're like, one of them had like a t-shirt company business and sweatshirts. And I'm like, you can get on there and start connecting with professionals and grow that industry. So just to, like you said, to see their minds working and, one of them wanted to move to New York and be like a designer. And I'm like, wow, just what they're doing.
Yeah.
So.
I also had the pleasure to go to one of the local schools in Garland, an academy that one of my classmates from leadership runs. And I want to say this young man was 9 and he was an entrepreneur, already selling his own clothing line. And I was just so impressed. I was like, at 9, like, how did you come up with the idea? And it's amazing. These kids are such light years ahead of where we ever were. And so that's also the need for financial literacy, like early on, right? Because that's still one of the things that we don't teach well in this classrooms. But we have partners like us who can come and fill in the gap there. And that's why it's needed, because if they're already thinking about all the things that they can make and they want to be their own business, and the very next thing they need to think about is what happens when I make this money? What do I do with this money? What are the opportunities I have out there? Generally, part of the problem with the internet is there's so much information. It's sometimes too much information, right? So we can help them kind of lean in, zero in on what their goals are, both long-term, short-term, and just give them some resources. So.
Yeah, and investments and just preparing for the future. I mean, I didn't even think about, when I go talk to the kids, I'm like, I didn't even know what I wanted to do when I went to school and when I graduated. And, some of them are figuring it out already at like 16 and 17 years old. So I'm like, you're way ahead of me.
Right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. It's impressive. It really is.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, what is the best place if someone wants to reach out and contact you, getting a hold of you, websites?
So I would say, right back to what you just said, the best way is LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn, and if you want to partner with me, if you have questions I can answer, if you want to be a resource to any of the partners that I'm already with, reach out to me on LinkedIn would probably be the easiest way. Of course, you can come into either of my centers in the Garland or Fort Worth. Now, I'm not always there full time. I move around. I'm very much in the community, but they can also get information to me if they need it. But I think the best way is going to be LinkedIn.
Okay. And then the Garland location's off Northwest Highway, right?
You got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1920 Northwest Highway.
Okay. So they can pop in there.
Yeah.
And then where's the Fort Worth location?
That one is off of Seminary
Okay.
35. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about 10 minutes away from downtown. So it's not downtown Fort Worth. So it's not too far away from there, but little hidden across from the La Grande Plaza.
Okay. And then this just popped in my head as far as hiring, employment. Do you guys have opportunities, any career paths, for any students that are looking in the future?
Absolutely. So we're always looking for great talent because my goal as a director is to promote my talent and move them on to bigger and better things, right? If to me, a good leader produces leaders. And so we should always have a door open for the next leader. So we're always looking for talent, always interested in moving people through. One of the things we're looking at, and we haven't solidified this yet, but as an organization, we're looking at internships and things like that. More than likely, it'll start down in Houston first because there's a lot more opportunity there, and it's a much bigger space there. They have more more centers, but it hopefully will trickle down here if we go that forward.
Okay. Yeah. Cause that could even tie into Gilbert Reed. We actually did at Planet Ford 635. We had an intern for marketing that kind of shadowed me. And I was like, try to understand what's going on up here with all the events and everything. Yeah. But we had her for, I think, 2-3 months and then she went off to school. So we did that through the marketing program at Gilbert Reed. So that's
now tell me, how did they follow you? How was that possible?
I was like, no one understands what's going on. I'm like, okay, we've got the boxing event, the clay shoot, my boss's assistant. We're going to plan this now. And it's like Christmas party.
Right.
But I just have to write everything down and tried to give them a little bit of tips to follow and social media stuff. So.
Yeah. And what I love about you is you make space for everything. I'm like, how do you do it all? I can call you on a moment's notice and you're like, yeah, let's figure it out. Let's see how this works. Who do I know? And that's who I want to be. I want to be a connector to our community the same way. I want to kind of shadow you, follow in your big footsteps. But that's what I want to be as an organization, is make sure that we are that connector. We are that resource. We are the one who can point you to everything that you need because we are great partners in the community. So that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. And I forgot who told me one time, but it was like, if you have a nonprofit and a business, it's like essentially a business to business. The nonprofit, obviously, you want to do a good thing and support and give back. It's the right thing to do. But then those businesses, obviously, they're wanting to network with people and grow their business. So it's like, if you look at it like, if you just always look at helping people, eventually, someone may help you back. And then it's just connecting everyone. And if everyone's helping everyone, then everyone grows together. And that's kind of what we've seen with these events, just like the boxing gym. The first one, we put it together in 6 months and it was 40 companies, like 400 people, 40,000, and fingers crossed, but both those events we're hoping for 2026 will be hopefully 75,000 range for both of them.
Nice.
And more networking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, love that. Well, sign me up. You already know.
No, we got you down.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm happy to participate. And I love, again, the networking that I get to do when I'm out there too.
Yeah. And obviously, what event you're planning, I'm there to support and help, and we'll bring partners in and grow that for you as well. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to tug on you.
For sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming out today. Absolutely. And we appreciate getting to learn a little bit more about you and TDECU and hopefully growing more branches all across DFW.
Yes, let's do that. Help me do it together. That means if we grow more, we can help more. And that's the idea.
Yes.
So absolutely.
Amen to that.
Yes.
All right. I'm Sheena with GRS Community Impact. Thanks, y'all.